Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Trading Matters. Trading Matters Technical Analysis. Chapter 1 Candlesticks. Definition. A candlestick chart is a chart used to describe price movements of a security, derivative or currency. Candlesticks History. Candlesticks were introduced to the Western world by Steve Nissen in his book Japanese Candlestick Charting Techniques, a must-read suggested by many successful traders. Candlesticks advantages. Candlestick charts are more often used in technical analysis. A candlestick chart represents the interaction between buyers and sellers over a period of time. Being densely packed with information, candlestick patterns tends to represent market psychology and market sentiment. Candlestick charts along with technical indicators provides good entry and good exit positions. Candlesticks open and close. Here we are discussing about one day candle. So it's about one day candle open and one day candle close. Stock exchange. Stock exchange is the place where traders buy or sell the stocks. Let us suppose a stock exchange opens in the morning session, closes in the evening session. For a stock ABC, the opening price is defined as the opening price is the price at which a stock first trades upon the opening of an exchange on a trading day. The closing price is the price at which a stock last trades before the closing of an exchange on a trading day. So now we know that a stock during a trading session opens with an opening price and closes at closing price. Here you will be having two cases. Case 1 is the given stock may increase from opening price to closing price or may decrease from opening price to closing price. So case 1 is about increase and case 2 is about decrease. Take it for granted in the case 1 the stock opened at 100 and moved all the way up to 150 and closed. And in the second case, take it for granted the stock opened at 150 and moved all the way down to 100 and closed. In the first case, stock price value is increasing. So investors gain the money and eventually ended up in profits, whereas in the second case stock price value is decreasing, so investors lose money and eventually ended up in losses. Green color candlestick. Let's see how green color candlestick formation takes place. Repeat the first case in which given stock increase from opening price to closing price. So here stock is increasing and its open price is 100 and closed price is 150. The area between open and close is called candlestick body. So here the area between open 100 and close 150 is called as candlestick body, and body filled with green color if open below the close. So if open price is lower than the closed price, that candlestick body is filled with green color. Next, red candlestick. See how red color candlestick formation takes place. Repeat the case 2 in which given stock decrease from opening price to closing price. So here stock is decreasing and its open is 150 and it closed at 100. The area between open and close is called candlestick body. So the area between open 150 and close 100 is called as candlestick body. Body filled with red color if open above the close. So if open price is higher than the closed price, the candlestick body is filled with red color. Candlestick shadows and wick. See what is the shadow and wick. If you observe any candlestick chart along with the red color, green color candlestick bodies, you will also see thin lines attached to them. These thin lines attached to the body of a candlestick known as shadows or wicks. If you observe this candle, a thin line attached to the top of the main body. The thin line attached above the body called as upper shadow or upper wick. If you observe this candle, a thin line attached to the bottom of the main body. So the thin lines that are attached below the body called as lower shadow or lower wick. Green candlesticks upper shadow. Today we are going to learn about construction of a green candle with a upper shadow or upper wick. And we already know that thin line attached above the body called as upper shadow or upper wick. So take it for granted. This is a graph that represents price movement of a stock during a day. Now, if you observe this graph opened at 100 and increased all the way to high 200 and then fall back and closed at 150. Now, if you divide this graph into two parts, one part is a green color part from 100 to 200 and then you will be having second part which fall from 200 to 150. So let's take part 1. So part 1 in which the given stock increased from 100 to 200. Now initially all the buyers enter the market and they push the market up to 200. So this is the first part. Now if you want to represent this part 1 in a candlestick form, that candlestick will be like this. So this candlestick also represents that market opens at 100 and it reached a high 200. Next, in the second part, now bears enter the market and took control, push the market all the way down towards 150. So here market fall back and close at 150. Take it for granted. This is part 2. So if you want to represent this part 2 in candlestick form, and that candlestick will be like this: a high, opened at high and then closed at 150. So now by adding these two candles, you will get a single candle which represents whole price movement of the graph. So between this 150 and 200, buyers increase the market and sellers push the market back towards the 150. So if you club these two candles, these two parts compensate with each other and results in the formation of a wick. These two parts cancels each other and they form a wick, and remaining body will be as it is. So now the resulted candle will be like this, a green candlestick with a upper wick. So just like the graph, this candle is also having a open, close and high. Upper shadow. So today we are going to learn about the red candlestick with an upper shadow formation. So construction of red candle with a upper shadow or upper wick. So this is the red candle with a upper wick, and we know the definition of upper wick, that a thin line attached above the body called as upper shadow or upper wick. So let's see, this is the graph. This is the graph that represents the price movement of a stock during a trading session. So now by looking at this graph, we can tell that this graph opened at 150 and it moved up to a high 200 and then fall back to 100 and closed at 100. So now if you divide this graph into two parts, first part is the green part which is increased from open to high, and then fallback part, that is high to close. So let's concentrate on part 1. So what exactly happened at part 1 is, initially all the buyers enter the market when it is open and push the stock price up to 200. So this market opened at 150 and it moves all the way to high 200. So if suppose this is part 1, and if you want to represent this part 1 into a candlestick form, it will be like this. So the exact moment it is opened at 150 and closed at high 200, and after this bears enter the market and push the market downwards to 100. So now let's take this part as 2, part 2. So if you want to represent this price movement in a candlestick form, it will be like this. So red candle opened at high 200 and closed at 100. Now by simply adding these two candles, we will get the candle which represent whole price movement, part 1 plus part 2. So here uh, green candle, initially buyers push the market price from 150 to 200 and sellers push backwards, means they decrease the price value from 200 to 150. So when you add these two candles, the green part is compensated with the red part and results in the formation of a wick, and remaining body part will be as it is. So now you will be having a red candle with a wick on the top. So just like the graph, this candle is also having a open, a close and a high. So opened at 150, closed at 100, in between it is having a high at 200. Green candlesticks with lower shadow. So today we are going to learn about construction of green candle with a lower shadow or lower wick, and this is the green candle with lower wick, and we know that lower wick definition is thin line, and if thin line attached below the body, it's called as lower shadow or lower wick. So take a look into this graph. This graph represents the price movement of a stock in one day. By looking at the graph, we can say that it opened at 150 and decreased it to a low 100 and then increased up to 200 and closed. Now if you let's divide this graph into two parts, the red color part and a green color part 1, part 2. So now see what happened in part 1. Initially, bears entered the market and took control, decreased the market up to 100. So this is part 1. So if you want to represent this part 1 in candlestick form, it will be like this. So which is opened at 150 and closed at 100. And next, bulls entered the market and pushed the market to upward. So now market is increasing from 100 to 200. So this is part 2. Same, if you want to represent this in candlestick form, it will be like this. So which is having a increase from 100 low to close to 100. Now, if you add these two candles, you will get a day candle which represents the whole graph. So, if you observe the thing between 150 and 100, initially sellers decrease the market to a low 100 and then buyers increase the market from low 100 to 150. So when you add these two candles, the place between 100 and 150 compensate with each other and results in the formation of a wick, and remaining body will be as it is. So this is how a green candlestick with lower wick formation takes place. And now this is having a open at 150 and a close at 200 and a low at 100. So this smaller wick in the bottom indicates rejection of lower prices. Red candlesticks with lower shadow. So today we are going to learn about construction of red candle with a lower shadow or lower wick. And this is the red candle with a lower wick. We know the definition. The thin line attached below the body is called as lower shadow or lower wick. Take a look into this graph. So this graph represents the price movement of a stock in one day. So now by looking at the graph, we can tell that this graph opened at 100 and then moved all the way down to 100 and then increased it up to 150 and closed. Let's divide this graph into two parts, red color part and green color part 1 and part 2. So see how the part 1 formation takes place. Initially, bears entered the market and pushed the stock price to downwards up to a low 100. So this is part 1. If you want to represent this part 1 in candlestick form, it will be like this. So which is opened at 200 and having a low at 100. So in next, bulls entered the market and took control, pushed the market to upwards. So now price movement is moving from 100 low to 150 close. So let's take this as part 2. Same, if you want to represent this in candlestick form, it will be like this. So with a low at 100 and a close at 150. By adding these two candles, we will get the day candle which represent whole graph. So now let's add this. So between 100 and 150, we know that we can observe that initially sellers decrease the market to 100. Seller push the market to downwards low and then buyers took control and push the market to 150. So when you add these two candles, those two candles compensate with each other and results in the formation of a wick, and remaining body will be as it is. So this is how the candlestick with a lower shadow formation takes place, with open at 200, close at 150 and low at 100, and this candlestick represents the rejection of lower prices. Green candlesticks with both shadows. So today we are going to learn the construction of a green candlestick with both shadows or both wicks. And this is the green candle with both wicks, which upper wick and also a lower wick. Let's take a look into this graph. This graph is represents the price movement of a stock in one day. So by looking at the graph, we know that it is opened at 150 and decreased to a low 100 and then increased up to 250 and then decreased to a close to 100. Let's divide this graph into three parts. One, second part and third part. Let's see what happened in part 1. So initially bears entered the market, took control and pushed the market to a low 100. This is part 1. So now if you want to represent this part 1 in a candlestick form, it will be like this. So which is opened at 150 and closed at a low 100. Next, bulls entered the market, took control and pushed the market to a high 250. So this is second case. And now if you represent this second case in candlestick form, it will be like this. So which is opened at a low 100 and then moved up to a high 250. After this, bears entered the market at a high 250 and pushed the market to a 200 and closed at 200. Let's take this as part 3. So now if you represent this part 3 in candlestick form, it will be like this. So which is having open at 250 and closed at 200. So by adding these three candles, we will get a single candle which represents the whole graph. So now let's add these three candles. So before that, first of all, observe the thing between 250 and 200. Here, initially, buyers push the market to 250 and then bears took control and push the market to downwards 200. So if you add these three candles, here this place compensate with each other and results in the formation of a wick. And similar thing in down also. Here between 150 and 100, initially bears push the market to a low 100 and then bulls take to control and push the market to a high 150, a open 150. So here if you add these candles, this place compensate with each other and results in the formation of a wick, and remaining body will be as it is. So this is how a candlestick with upper shadow and lower shadow forms. So now for this candle, open is at 150 and close at 200 and high at 250 and a low at 100. Red candlesticks with both shadows. So today we are going to learn about construction of red candlestick with both shadows or both wicks, and this is the red candlestick with a upper shadow and a lower shadow. See, this is a graph which represents the price movement of a stock in a day. So by looking at the graph, you can conclude that it is opened at 200 and move up to 250 and then fall back to a low 100 and then increased up to 150. and closed. So let's divide this graph into three parts. First part green color, second red part, and again green part. Let's see what happened in the part 1. So initially bulls took control, bulls entered the market and pushed the market to a high 250, and this is part 1. So if you represent this in candlestick form, part 1 will be looks like this. So candlestick which indicates the open at 200 and then high at 250. And in second part, bears entered the market and pushed the market to a low 100. And this is part 2. Same, if you represent this in candlestick form, it will be like this. So which is opened at a high 250 and closed at a low 100. And then in the third case, now bulls entered the market at low 100 and pushed the market to 150 and closed it. This is third case. And now if you represent this third case in candlestick form, it will be look like this. So which is opened at a low 100 and then closed at 150. By adding these three candles, we will get a single candle which represents the graph, which represents the whole price movement of a stock in one day. So let's add these three candles. So before adding, let's observe these things. So initially at 200, open 200, initially buyers push the market to a high 250. Then immediately sellers took control and push the market to down 200. So when you add these three candles, the part between 250 and 200 cancels each other and results in the formation of a wick. And similar thing in the down also. So here between 100 and 150, initially sellers push the market to a low 100 and then buyers took control and push the market to 150. So now when you add these candles, the place between 100 and 150 cancels each other, compensates each other and results in the formation of a wick, and remaining body will be as it is. So this is how a red candle with both shadows formation takes place. So now it is having a upper wick, lower wick, upper shadow or lower shadow. So similar, just like the graph, this candle also having a open, a close and a high and a low. So open at 200, close at 150, low at 100 and high at 250. And these candlesticks represents rejection of higher prices as well as rejection of lower prices. Understanding wicks. So a quick recap. The thin lines attached to the body of a candlestick known as a shadows or wicks. If the thin line attached above the body, it is called as upper wick or upper shadow. If the thin line attached below the body, it is called as lower shadow or lower wick. Let's see upper shadow and rejection of higher prices. So this is a green candle with upper shadow, and we know that for a green candle, bottom is open, then top of the body is closed and peak is high. Let's see how this formation takes place candlestick. So first this candle open at 100 and at the end of the session it close at 150, and the high 200 indicates that at some point of the session buyers push the market up to 100, so results in the formation of a green candle. And at this high price 200, sellers thinks that the stock's price is high, so they entered the market and push the market price to 150, so thus results in a formation of red candle. Now this red candle and green candle between 150 and 200 compensate each other and results in the formation of a wick. Now this wick indicates that between 150 and 200, buyers push the market to 200 and seller push the market to 150. So rejection of prices from 200 to 150 indicated by this wick. So by looking at any candle's wick, we can observe this candle wick, we can observe that rejection of higher prices. So thus upper wick always indicates rejection of higher prices. Body size versus wick size. See, the distance between close and high is called size of the wick, and distance between open and close is called as size of the body. So here you will be having three cases. For some candles, body greater than wick, body may be equal to wick, and body less than wick. Let's see the first case where body greater than wick. See here, if you observe these two candles, the wick size is very smaller when compared with the body. So here body greater than wick. And in this second case, you can see almost same size of wick and body. So body is equal to wick. And here wick size is very large when compared with the body. So let's see, if you see the first case, smaller sizes of wick indicates weak rejection of higher prices. So weak rejection of higher prices means it indicates that buyers are in strong control. And body equals to weak means equal, some same buying and selling pressure. So in this case, it is indecisive in nature. And in the third case, wick size is very large when compared with the body. So which indicates strong rejection of higher prices. So here we can say that buyers lost in control in the third case. Green candle body size versus buyer strength. See, let's see here, different candle size bodies are there. So let's join the opens of all candles and closes of these candles. So from left to right, if you observe, body size is decreasing, and with decrease in the body size, buyer strength also decreases, and also it's vice versa, means with increase in the buyer's body size, buyer strength is increases. Let's see candlestick with lower shadow and how it represents rejection of lower prices. So this is a red candlestick with a lower shadow, and for a red candle, open is at the top and then close at the bottom, and lowest point indicates low. Let's see how this candle formation takes place. Initially it opens at 200, and at the end of the session it closes at 150, and this low 100 indicates that at some point of session it reaches a low 100, means at some point of session sellers push the market down towards 100, results in the formation of a red candle, and then buyers think that now the stock price is very low, so they start buying the stock. Then it increases from 100 to 150, results in the formation of a green candle. And between 100 and 150, here you will be having equal selling and buying pressure, so they compensate with each other, results in the formation of a wick. So here we can clearly see that sellers push the market to 100 and buyers reject the price, lower price, and increase again up to 150. So this is clearly indicates the rejection of lower prices. So always lower wick indicates rejection of lower prices. So here also for red candle also you will be having two cases, that is size of the body, size of the wick. Let's see first case in which body greater than wick. So here wick size is small and body size is large. And second case, body is equals to wick. And third case where body is less than wick. So in first case, smaller wick size indicates weaker rejection of lower prices. So weaker rejection of lower prices means sellers are in strong control. And body size equal to wick size means sellers are indecisive. And now body less than wick means sellers, that indicates stronger rejection means sellers lost in control. Red candle body size versus seller strength. So just like the green candles, let's join the opens of these red candles, closes of red candles. So from left to right, body size is decreasing. So with the decrease in the body size, seller strength also decreases. If seller body size increases, seller strength also increases. Both wicks. See, the main difference between red candle and green candle is, for a green candle, open is at the bottom of the body. For red candle, it is at the top of the body. And green candle closes at top and red candle closes present at the bottom. So during the formation of wicks, the wick near to the open forms first, mostly. So for a green candle, the wick near to the open means lower wick. So lower wick formation takes place first, and then higher wick formation takes place. For this red candle, the wick near to the open is upper wick. So first upper wick formation takes place, and then lower wick formation takes place. Both wicks, both wicks means rejection of higher prices as well as rejection of lower prices. So let's see formation of a green candle with both wicks. So initially it opens at 150 and then lower wick formation takes place. So seller push the market to a low 100, results in the formation of green candle, and then buyers enters and push the market to 150, results in the formation of a green candle. And these two equal buying and selling pressure compensate each other and forms a wick. So we know that lower wick indicates the rejection of lower prices, and then market still push to higher prices 200, and it closed at a price 200 at the end of the session. But high 250 indicates that at some point of session buyers push the market to 250, and then at that high price sellers enters the market and push it to a close 200. So this equal selling and buyer pressure indicates that rejection of higher prices. That's why you will be having a wick in the upper body. So this higher wick indicates rejection of higher prices. So a candle with upper wick and lower wick indicates that in that stock market, in that session, rejection of higher prices is there along with the rejection of lower price. So in red candle also same thing. So first market opens at 200, and then buyers enters the market because the wick near to the open forms first. So we will discuss about upper wick formation first in red candle case. So buyers enters the market and push the market to 250, then sellers enters and push the market to 200, and these two compensates, results in the formation of a wick, and this wick indicates rejection of higher prices. And then sellers push the market to 150 and closes at the 150 at the end of the session, and low 100 indicates at some point of session seller even push the market to a low 100, and then buyers enter the market and push it to 150. So again a wick, lower wick formation takes place. So this indicates clearly rejection of lower prices. So for a candle, red candle with both wicks, it is also indicates that rejection of higher prices, rejection of lower prices. Now let's see the upper wick size versus lower wick size. So here a green candle with upper wick and lower wick, and we know this one is the distance between close and high is known as length of the upper wick, and the distance between open and low is called as length of the lower wick. And here three possible cases are there. First one, upper wick may greater than lower wick. So when here if you observe, the length of the upper wick is greater than length of the lower wick, and case 2, upper wick is equals to lower wick, and case 3 is upper wick less than lower wick. Here in first case, upper wick greater than lower wick indicates that strong rejection of the high prices. So strong rejection of high prices for a green candle indicates that buyers lost in control. Whereas in the second case where upper wick equal to lower wick, here the case is indecisive in nature. And in the third case, upper wick is smaller when compared with the lower wick. So this one indicates weak rejection. So weak rejection means we can say that buyers are in strong control. So for a red candle with both wicks also, three cases are possible. First one, upper wick greater than lower wick, and upper wick is equals to lower wick. Third case, upper wick less than lower wick. So in the first case, upper wick is greater than lower wick means weak rejection. So smaller wick in the bottom side indicates weak rejection of buyers, which indicates sellers are in strong control. And here in the second case, it is indecisive in nature. And in the third case, larger lower wick size of a red candle indicates stronger rejection of buyers, which means sellers lost in control.